Frame by frame, a little rubber duck had to cover certain things.
Oh, yeah, the guy's name was Ducky too, so it made sense.
So someone was moshing at your show and they were naked?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was like a bet, like at the show, like because we knew it was gonna be an insane show, and he was like, "I'm gonna mosh naked tonight," and I was like,
we all thought he was kidding.
What are the odds? And then he did it, and then somebody caught it on video.
Use EMG pickups because they help you get the heaviest tone possible. Head over to emgpickups.com and use my promo code HEAVY at checkout and get 15% off. And then once you write the heaviest song of all time, head over to distrokid.com/VIP/Garza and save 30% off your membership to get all your songs on all streaming platforms. And now to the heaviest podcast of all time. This lovely California morning, I'm sitting here with the whole band, Varials. Thank you guys for being here. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, man.
Anytime.
Thank you. Just getting used to it.
I'm glad you guys had a day off from Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. We much needed it. Not just because of Vegas.
Dude, and Shane, that was your first time in Vegas. This is your first time in California.
Yep, it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it feels good.
I keep forgetting that.
I'm with my homies.
He's a Varials alumni.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
back.
I've been in this band the whole time. I just took
Re-enlisted.
a really long break.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get straight into that, right? What's the plan on that? But yeah, let's do a quick intro.
All right, I'm Sean. I play drums in Varials.
I'm Mitch. I sing.
I'm Mike. I play bass.
I'm Shane. I play guitar.
I'm James, and I also play guitar.
Damn, we got the strings right in the whole side.
Yeah,
Holy
baby.
shit. You ready, dude? Oh my goodness. Cool. Well, so yeah, the band formed in 2013, correct?
Yeah, basically, me and James walked out of our first day of college, and I looked at him in the parking lot, and I was like, "Yo, fuck this. Let's try a band one more time." And now we're sitting here.
Wow.
That's basically what happened.
I also quit college like a couple weeks after.
I think we all quit college.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also funny, me and James were in college together, like in the same classes, and like we did not know each other. And then like a couple months later, we're in a band together, both after quitting college.
It's like, well, hey, we were in the same class together.
Yep, literally.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a thing of like, yeah, let's start a band and not let anybody tell us that we can't do it, and just find all of our friends that want to do it. And
Yeah.
it worked out.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, I know Shane, you left for a little bit, but it was since 2013. It's been like 4 of you guys minus Mitch.
Yeah, it's been the same crew pretty much. I mean, we added Mitch along the way, and then I came back, so the whole team stays pretty consistent. You know.
Okay.
The vocalists.
So obviously, when you want to do this, like part of the things that happen, you got to quit college.
Yeah, that was first thing.
Step one of wanting to be in a band, quit college.
Oh my goodness.
I used my paycheck from Giant to buy a fucking PV Ultra. Remember that head?
Oh, the orange
Dude,
joint?
it had like the different color for the
Yeah,
channels.
I remember.
And it had the reverb that would like
Yep, the
make
rattle.
noise in the back. So
rattle.
every time we would drive to a show, it'd be like ding 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 ding. I'd be like, yo, I gotta get rid of this thing.
Oh,
And the amp kind of sucked as well, so I'm glad I got rid of it.
Yeah, well, you gotta buy your first PB head, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a rite of passage.
I've owned one PB head, bought it used from Guitar Center. Got to do it.
I went from the PV Ultra, and then you had to get what was it, 6505
I think
plus?
you got the 5150.
I had a 5150, and then a 6505.
James, did I have a block letter or did I have a 2? I can't remember.
I don't remember what you ever actually had. So I'm putting this a little...
Nerd amp.
Like
shit.
Legion days.
I want to talk into the mic, too. I don't remember what you had. I remember you having the Mesa head. But that's it. I don't think I knew you before that.
And I had it at the time. We recorded with it one time, a long time ago. Pre-Axe Effects, James.
When we were young, you know?
Yeah.
What are amps?
Oh yeah, speaking of amps.
Yeah, speaking of amps, we don't have any anymore.
The reason
now.
Mike's in the band is because when I met him on Facebook, he had an 8x10. And I was like, oh yeah, you can join my band.
Yeah.
You're in.
Literally.
Dude, true. If you had gear, dude,
Oh,
like,
No, that's literally what it
Fired
was. Like
You are in
2013,
the
yo,
band.
he's the kid with the 8x10. And then, like,
Literally
that's true.
The only kid at the local shows that had
I literally
the
stole
giant
him from
fridge
his old
amp.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little lower.
We were in a local band together, and then like Mike started doing Varials at the same time. And then we weren't in that band together anymore. And then we both ended up back in Varials when they got me.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a whole convoluted mess of friendship and local bands.
Which how is the scene? So you guys are from Philadelphia, correct?
Yeah.
So is it actually Philly, or is it like the outskirts of that?
I mean, we started in like the outskirts. Like there was this place called it was like a Legion Hall, and like it kind of just became like a thing where we would play there every weekend, and it turned into like this huge thing of just like kids wanting to go to like metalcore shows again.
Yeah.
It was really badass, and after that, like things just started moving down more into the city, like Voltage Lounge and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, the scene of Philly is dope.
Yeah, you guys have a big scene out there. You got the Trocadero, rest in peace, right? It's
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
I think we played there
gone.
one. Didn't we play there one
played
time?
upstairs once.
Yeah, right before it shut down.
There is an upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. I don't think we. I don't even remember been in that room.
Yeah, it was.
It stunk.
The load-in was terrible. You want to talk about the worst load-in of all time?
Oh,
it was
dude.
like some steps.
It was like 2 flights to get up
Yeah.
there.
Dude, any venue and you walk in and you see steps, you're like, this is not my day already.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is not my fucking day. I'm fucking hungover. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate the elevators now. That's
Oh,
always
yeah.
a nice
Oh,
good
yeah.
sign.
Dude,
Yeah.
a loader? When you pull up to a venue and there's a loader?
The guy with gloves. Amazing, bro.
No way.
Reloading, boss.
Well, what's cool about you guys is, obviously, Mitch, you're not in a band yet, so I'll make this like kind of period quick. So you guys had this EP come out in 2015, and it was good enough to where, which we're very similar in that we're like that got you guys signed.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Pretty much,
Yep.
yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
I remember I was sitting like outside of my parents' house and I was like, I wonder if this is actually going to work or not. And then literally like our AR from Fearless sent us an email like, hey, I'm going to come watch you guys at New England Metal Fest. I want to sign your band. And I was like, oh shit, we're going to keep going, boys. And then we just played that, met him. And then, after that, we made Pain Again, and then we made In Darkness, and now we're on our third record.
Yeah.
Scars for You to Remember. So
Yeah. How do you hear about you guys?
I really don't know.
Could have been the
Yeah,
the
I
old
have.
VH1.
Yeah, they.
No, it wasn't that.
VH1? What?
A lot of so that
Give
Legion,
him the
Yes.
lore on this.
the Legion Hall thing I was telling you about. There was like
Yeah.
this one show. There was the last show before it got like shut down for bands, and our friend got naked and moshed, and it like blew up. It was
Yeah.
on like Ridiculousness and stuff. Like it was insane.
Really?
Like it was huge, and a lot of people found our band through that. But it's like funny now because nobody knows about
Yeah,
that.
no
They
one
just know our
knows.
band.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember bringing that up to him before, and he was like, "What are you talking
Yeah.
about?" I was like,
I just always assumed that was it too. Like I never even know. I don't.
Big
I didn't know that
PR
we
night.
asked him.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
good
so
PR,
funny.
though. I don't think it resulted in us in Fearless being like, oh, we got to sign this band because they had a guy mosh naked to him. I don't think it was like
No,
it
no.
was honestly just funny, and
We-
like
It was super fun.
we
That was
used
when,
the,
that was when the band got like the boost.
Yeah.
we were all
We-
like 19 at the time.
What were you saying, James?
We
Yeah,
used
we
the footage of that show for the
The
Savage
Savage
music
video.
video, which I edited and had to do
Do it
frame,
sick.
frame by frame. A little rubber duck had to cover certain things.
Oh, yeah, the guy's name was Ducky too, so
Yeah.
it made sense.
So someone was moshing at your show and they were naked?
Yeah.
It was like a bet, like at the show, like because we knew it was gonna be an insane show, and he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna mosh naked tonight," and I was like,
We all
"Yo,
thought he was kidding.
What are the odds?" And then he did it, and then somebody caught it on video, and it got on the internet and like literally blew up.
Whoa.
Like it was insane.
Dude, talk about fucking meant to be.
Yeah.
Did he get arrested or something?
No.
No.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He's in the Navy now.
Shout out Ducky.
Yeah.
Wherever you're at.
Wow. You know, I tell this a lot to people. Sometimes you just need a little bit of attention. You know, no matter how it comes, it's like, oh, it gives you like a little boost.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's cool.
They're not wrong.
Especially now, like viral clips or any kind of meme you might be a part of. It's fucking.
We're trying to get the TikTok going. Don't worry.
yeah.
I
Dude.
feel like that's like instrumental in some bands' successes
Oh,
nowadays.
for sure. It's like the dumbest thing in the world,
so
but literally
dumb.
like a TikTok can do
so dumb.
so much for your band. It's like ridiculous.
And you just gotta make so many. Like I'll
Yeah.
make the stupidest stuff, and a lot of it doesn't get any views. But like you gotta throw shit at the wall till it sticks with that. So
Yeah.
You
it's a new
gotta,
thing.
you guys gotta fuck around with the hashtags are pretty.
Right? Yeah. I hit them usually. I just don't know the best practices yet. So
It's like you're right. You hit it on a fucking head. It's dumb. The TikTok thing is dumb to like get big off it, but it's like I don't know if there's a science to it or like someone getting viral off it, that there is something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's a tool. So
Yeah.
you got to use it. You know?
Exactly. At the end of the day, it is.
You'd be stupid to not use it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're trying to progress your band.
It's a wild, wild west out there. I mean, it's
definitely working because like when we played in Philly, like the promoter Joe, like I was talking to him and he was like, "Yeah, man, like there's a bunch of new kids now," and I'm like, "You're not wrong." And everywhere we go, it's definitely like over the pandemic, like a bunch of new kids found like metalcore or whatever, and they're coming to these shows. Probably from TikTok.
Yeah, I definitely saw it in Philly too, specifically because like I feel like whenever we play in Philly, it's like the same like 50 to 100 people that we know that are there every time.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of those people at the show, and it was more like a couple hundred people that I was just like, oh wow, like these are all younger, like newer people, I guess, and it was
like,
dope.
We're seeing Push Mosh again.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Epic.
big push mosh. Yeah,
We
yeah.
got a wall
the
of
Push
death
Mosh,
the other
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
The wall of death.
dude,
Push
mosh.
mosh wall of death was crazy.
Oh my god.
Dude, push moshing during a hardcore show is a big no-no.
But these new kids, I'm telling you, they don't care. They're out there just
Dude.
Oh, I love it. I don't even care. As long as you're doing something, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
That's sick.
It's
Dude, times are changing. That is one thing I noticed. Like, there is like a more of like an open-mindedness towards music and as cheesy as it sounds, moshing.
Yeah.
Because I would push moshing, back in the day. Fucking at a hardcore show, it was just fucking.
Yeah.
Man, people they were not having it, dude. Start throwing kicks at your face, and then I learned the hardcore dance solely out of like survival.
Yeah.
Okay,
literally.
I want to see throwdown. I want to fucking have fun, so I'm just gonna fucking start throwing kicks for no apparent reason.
One of the funniest stories I have when I was. Do you remember that band Legion?
No,
They were from Columbus. They were like a crazy deathcore band. They were
Legion.
sick. And like Belie My Burial. Did you ever hear that band?
no.
So they played at like a church near my house when we were
church?
like, yeah.
Wow.
So like when we were kids, like it was that like you would just get your ass beat at every show, which was sick. I
Yeah.
mean, I never complained about it, but I remember that show specifically. It was in a church. Legion's playing. They're literally so goddamn heavy, and the pastor got kicked in the face. Yeah. I was like, yo. And then somehow the show kept going. I don't know how, but I remember seeing the pastor with like his eyebrow like split open. I guess he was just like
my
seeing what was
God.
happening. It was crazy.
Did he just say, "Okay, I'm gonna watch the band from the fucking side of the pit"? And what's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
oh my, yeah, I guess you don't know what's going on.
It was
you
like
know?
a classic like 2010 like floor show in a church. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Dude, that was a thing for a long time. Like having like heavy shows at churches. It was
Yeah.
like a thing for such a long time.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, it's still going on. I guess
We played
Oh,
at the
yeah, we
church
just
in
played Peace
Philly.
Unitarian.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like a legendary venue too in Philly.
There is a church venue, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see shows there for a couple years, but now I
Yeah.
feel like almost every show now is there again.
Like it's coming back. A
yeah,
little bit.
I don't know.
They still got the carpet.
They still got the carpet, yeah. There's like this legendary carpet on the stage there that's literally like the preschool, like railroad, like fucking
got the streets
wood
on it.
block carpet. You know what I'm talking about? Like the generic ass preschool rug.
Of course, yeah.
It's just been on that stage for like I saw a show there when I was like 14 or 15 and the carpet was there.
Oh, it's
The
filthy.
carpet's still there.
The
oh,
green-
and it's
the green room
gross.
is the daycare.
Yeah, the green room is
Yeah.
the daycare, yeah.
You just get to hang out in the
Fucking
daycare
awesome.
for the green room. It's honestly nice. They have cubbies.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, sick. What's that venue called?
First Unitarian Church.
Wow,
Yep.
that's a fucking name.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it was
sir.
dope finally getting to like actually play there.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever played there. Yeah.
So it was sick.
Dude, it sounds like there's a lot of venues like where you guys are from. You guys have been just naming out venues I never even heard of before.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, is Voltage Lounge like
I think it's
think
done.
they're
the last
done.
time
It's
okay,
done.
everybody keeps saying it's done, but the last time I walked by it, shit was
I think
rocking.
they're changing it into something else. I don't
All
know
right,
what it
well, yeah,
is,
there's
but-
Voltage Lounge, there's the Fire,
Underground Arts.
Underground Arts, Union Transfer, Electric Factory, Franklin Music Hall. Sorry,
Yeah.
there's more. There's so many. There is a lot
There's
of
a
venues
lot of
in
Philly
Philly,
venues,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought about that before. There's a shitload.
And then you throw in the all the basements.
Yeah,
The venues are infinite.
Temple basements.
Temple basement shows.
And there's basements. Yeah.
You want to hear something really funny? So Blake, he used to play in Counterparts, and
Do you know Blake Hardman?
Sounds familiar.
I think he was doing sound for Lorna on Chaos and Carnage, wasn't he?
Oh, that Blake?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, I know.
yeah.
So he was in 100th at the time, and Counterparts and 100th played a basement show in Philly back in like our 2015 era, and we played that. So like Blake's doing sound for us now, and he's like, I've seen every version of Varials. He's like, I saw you guys in the basement, and now I'm out here with you guys. It's so funny to think about shit like that.
Yeah, so crazy. Because like at the time we would like didn't even know him when we played that show with him, and we were like Counterparts fans.
It's like a last-minute
He's our
show,
sound
right?
guy. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know he was in that band.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was he? He was in 100th at the time.
He was in
actually.
100th,
Yeah,
and then he was in Counterparts.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And now
Now
he's
he's
my
up.
sound guy.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's doing
sound for us.
on this tour.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I just met him. He's a fucking psycho.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
I call him me and him I call him dad, and he'll be like, hey son. Like when I first met him, I was like, you're my tour dad, and like we don't even call each other's our names. I'm just like, hey dad.
Hey,
He's
Dad.
like, hey son. It's so funny. People are always like, what the hell are they talking about?
He would be here with us, but he's filling in on guitar for Orthodox on this tour. So he played a show with them yesterday. So he's rocking up later to the venue with them.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, doing double duty.
That's a band besides you guys I've been hearing about that you're currently on tour with.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, they kick
Orthodox.
ass. Yeah, their new record so good.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Yeah, and we've toured with them I think it's only the second time we've toured with them, but we've played a lot of shows with them over the years.
Yeah.
And like they're definitely getting like the craziest reaction I've ever seen them get on this tour.
Really?
Yeah, they're definitely popping off right now. It's dope to watch.
It's really cool seeing it from like afar.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just out in September. I see like the shirts start popping up. Oh shit! Orthodox, I gotta check them out.
Yeah.
So tonight, basically, we were saying I have to be there early and see them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
should.
gotta see
Yeah, them
Orthodox.
and Distinguishers, fucking awesome.
That's
too.
also been
Yeah.
I've been hearing about.
Oh yeah, they're definitely on the come up right now as well. They're from Vegas. They're sick as hell.
They're a Vegas band.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've been around for a while, but I feel like they just started like really like hitting like the good like tour slots and stuff like that. Like I feel like I met them in like 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
Like they've been grinding for a long time, and it's finally starting to pay off for them, and they're really crushing it. Every band on our tour is really doing extremely well right now. It's awesome to see.
You guys got very lucky with your tour package.
Yeah, we did. We pushed pretty hard for those bands, and I was stoked that they all took the tour because it took a lot of effort to like just make that 4-band lineup
Yeah.
happen.
It was also sick because, correct me if I'm wrong, this was originally slated for a different time.
Oh,
and we had like a way
yeah.
different package, and then we had to move it. And then it worked out because we got like all the bands that like we're super good friends with, and then but we wanted on the tour on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were supposed to do this tour like, I think we were originally planning it for like 2020, but then COVID happened, and then we started planning stuff to come back. We're like, oh, we're gonna do this tour in the spring. We started like reaching out to bands, and then we got the opportunity to do that All That Remains
I
tour.
saw that.
And when that came up, we were like, all right, we're gonna take this and push the headliner back again.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it worked out the way it did, because we got like the exact lineup that we wanted, where we couldn't get that lineup in the spring. So
Whoa.
yeah.
Damn, that's timing working out for you guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Surprisingly, it's rare to get a good tour package.
Yeah, and especially like I feel like there's so much competition right now for just
Dude.
like getting bands
Yep.
and shit. Like I was
It's
really
insane.
surprised that they were all available too.
It was also sick because like everyone put music out like literally right before that tour or like on the tour.
Yeah, we didn't even know that our record and Boundaries record were supposed to come out the same day until we had already booked the tour, and then like I think their singer Matt or their guitar player Cody Corey texted me and was like, our records come out the same day on the tour. I was like, you're joking. Like,
Dude, that's
yeah,
sick.
It worked out so well.
Your guys' new record came out literally last week.
Yeah, on the 14th.
On the 14th.
Yep.
Fucking Scars for You to Remember. That's a sick fucking album title. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, we were just trying to like hit back like hard and just like fast, like just go do the whole fucking thing again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny too because we actually had help like from Matt from Boundaries, like with some of the songs on the album too. So it's sick that like we're on tour with them for like the release of it and shit. It's sick.
Oh, it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before that record, I guess you could say the pandemic in March 2020, Travis, your previous singer, left a few months prior to that, huh?
Yeah.
What happened to Travis? You don't mind me asking.
So he quit the band like January, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were like 2 weeks before we were about to leave for that the tour that we did with Spite.
Yeah.
And there was like a second where we were actually questioning like if we were going to be able to do the tour or not.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of like bum rushed to figure it out. And then Matt from Boundaries, what we were just talking about, like he came on the tour and filled in for us. And we were supposed to like go right from that tour to Europe and Australia. Like we weren't even supposed to come home. It was like 1-1-1. And like, you know, we kind of like salvaged all of it. Like he was going to do it all with us. And then of course COVID hit and we got sent home at the end of the Spike tour. So
Fuck.
yeah, it was a crazy couple months of just like scrambling to get shit back together. But yeah.
Is it, and at that point, like right before Travis left, you were doing, so you entered the band, and you're already doing like backup vocals.
Yeah.
Did you have any like, I was curious, this was what I wanted to ask you, Mitch, was did you have in your mind like, you know, I might actually sing for this fucking band at all?
Honestly, no.
Damn.
I always wanted to be a singer, but like I didn't think I had the capability to scream for that long.
Yeah.
Like I had always just done like more traditional singing on like other music and shit that I worked on outside of Varials.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, like we had like Matt from Boundaries filling in for us. And then we had like a couple more people after that we were kind of like vetting, like trying to see like what was going to work for the band and shit.
Yeah.
And like literally like September-ish, October 2021, yeah, like we were finishing the album and we were about to leave for our first tour after COVID, and we were still singerless. And we were like having this moment of just like, the fuck we're gonna do, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I was like sitting in the studio with Mike and James, and we were just kind of like, should we try this? Like, so we don't have to bring another totally new person into the mix. Because like I had done the backup vocals before and everything. Like I already had stuff that I recorded on some of the songs that were more fleshed out, like backup parts and stuff. So we just gave it a shot, and I thought it sounded good recorded, but then, you know, obviously like trying to do it live was a whole different thing. But it worked out on that first tour that we did, and yeah, we just ran with it.
Holy shit.
I did not think that I would be in this position though, at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I don't even know what I would do in your
It was funny because we kind of pressured Mitch into it because we did like we did the record like pretty much full, and then like we had like a couple of people like essentially like try out. Well, originally it was Matt, and like we were pretty like good with that, and then like Boundaries started like popping off a lot, and we were just like, I feel like he's not gonna be able to like manage both.
Yeah.
So we like
Yeah,
kind of
plus it's like, that's his fucking
yeah,
band,
and we didn't want to like
yeah,
take him from that,
exactly.
etc.
Yeah.
I mean, the dope thing is like, I feel like whenever you try to bring like new people into your band, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, how's this gonna work? So
It's
he
literally like
does
a fucking
vocals.
vetting process.
He does
Yeah.
vocals now. He just came back, and he's one of our best friends. So
Yeah.
it's like, this
Yeah.
is sick.
Because we like what we said too, like, all right, we're gonna ask Shane to come back and play guitar, and if he doesn't want to do it, then MacBook's looking real good.
Oh my god.
MacBook.
We ran
Yeah.
MacBook on the
Yeah,
last tour.
Mitch.
He was sounding great.
Yeah.
MacBook don't miss.
Yeah, the
he
MacBook
kills
is-
it every night.
I don't miss either, bro.
Yeah,
You gotta pay me though.
it
That's
was-
the only thing.
It was literally either
Oh my
Shane or bust. We were just like, it's either somebody that we know fully and we trust and we know we'll get along with, or we're not gonna put somebody else in the band. So, but it worked out, and like, yeah,
It's
and,
honestly-
and like I feel way more confident too because I have like the original Varials band backing me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's sick.
You're right. You do have like the strongest foundation behind you. People that have been in a band for like 10 years.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And like, you know, he was there when they laid the foundation of everything that made the band like pop off. So
Yeah.
it's sick to have him back and doing it with us. It's awesome.
It's great. I mean, to have like the original four it's pretty rare, man. It's great.
Yeah, it worked out strangely well.
Yeah. Shane, I mean, so I had a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Is that it's so bizarre that like you guys get signed, which for any band's like a big deal, it's like, oh shit, we're fucking signed. We're going to fucking buy houses, and you get signed, and you're not getting all your.
Oh, dude, we made it.
I could kind of buy lunch.
That's what it's really.
Yeah. So, but you guys put out like your first record, and then you left. Why?
I had some personal stuff going on that I was really I needed to get myself together.
Yeah.
And it literally took, how long was I gone? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years or so.
Yeah.
It probably took
8, 9, 10.
the better part of 5 years to like really feel like I want to come back and play music. You
I
know
forget.
what I mean?
Shane, did you leave before we got signed to Fearless?
It was like you guys were in the process of
Okay.
it.
Oh,
so I was
really?
like really excited, and then I left, and then I needed to like learn different things about myself and like learn skills. So I actually I stopped being in a band. I started cutting hair. Been working for the last 5 years, and this is my first tour back. So
It's the first one back.
first
Yeah.
one back, yeah. So it's
Yeah, he played a couple festivals with us.
yeah, those are like warm ups.
Yeah, and then but this is like his first proper.
Yeah, the first show was the like cool 4,000 people, and I was like, dude.
Yeah, you missed a couple years of us eating shit.
Yeah. Well,
It was.
I got to skip
Just
all
threw
that.
threw
I
him
got
in
the
the fucking
pass.
Fast pass.
fire.
Oh, that was your fucking plan, you dick.
Yep. the whole time. I was watching them.
He
my
said,
goodness.
he said, I'm gonna stay home and quack up.
Yeah.
He said, I'm gonna stay home and just eat a sandwich for 5 years
Yeah,
and
yeah,
wait for
no.
him to be all right.
It's a really big sandwich, boys.
Oh yeah, Shane left to get the pack of cigs, and he just
Yeah.
came back.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So who hit you up to come back in the band?
Mitch did.
Mitch?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do it.
I feel like it was kind of like
I remember the phone call, and I was like, Mitch is calling me,
You knew exactly what
and I'm like,
what it was, huh?
this has to do with something with Varials, because like we weren't. It was like the middle of the week, and it wasn't like, oh yo, we're going out. We're going out to Tex-Mex or something. Like,
Yeah, you were.
so I knew there was
Slide.
I knew there was some business to be handled. So and I'm on the call, and he's saying what I thought he was gonna say. I'm like, okay. I'm like, am I ready to be in a band
You
again?
didn't seem stoked at
I was
first.
not stoked, but
Yeah.
it was like one of those, like I was torn, like, oh, you're really fucking asking me to do this, because like all those years I was like, yeah, I want to play music again, and I was finally like, all right, I'm just gonna cut hair and chill and like be a 9 to 5 type dude, and I was like, go find another guitar player, like either go find a guitar player, or stay 4-piece, and then like over time I was like, I'd be stupid to not take that opportunity to play. So
Yeah, I don't remember if because like I remember like the three of us like talked about it that day, and we were just like, all right, let's just ask him. So like, it's because we still have time before we're gonna start heavy touring again. So
Right.
let's just like vibe him out. But I can't. Did I tell you on the phone? I was like, yeah, if you don't do it, we're just not gonna get anybody.
I didn't know that, but
Oh,
like,
okay, all right. I wasn't sure if I told you that.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting phone call, because like I knew you guys were going on tour. There was no way I was just dropping everything and going on tour.
Yeah.
So they did two tours without me.
Yep.
And I didn't really like specifically say like, yeah, I want to play in the band again. I was kind of just like showing up and like playing the festivals we were doing. And I think I finally made a decision like right before we were like about to go on the headliner. So did my due diligence. I told my work like, yeah, I'm out.
Nice.
And I decided, yeah. So it's been fun, man.
Was that for you? Was that like a tough decision to make?
Oh, it was really tough. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different lifestyle than what I'm used to. And I got comfortable, like, just hanging at home, chilling, playing video games, but, like I said, it'd be stupid to, like, turn that down. Like, we're going to get to go to Europe, and it's like, I can't turn down a free trip to Europe. You know what I mean? Even if I'm not, like, going to be making a shit ton of money, So, yeah, it was definitely tough, but I'm here, so.
You're here. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
And we're happy to have him.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Was that like for you guys? Was that like a casual conversation? Like, hey, let's hit up Shane. Fuck.
Pretty much. It's like, who
Yeah.
the hell else are you going to ask?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Just calling, yo, jerk off. You're back.
No, yeah, I mean, it was,
Badass.
I feel like it was pretty chill. Like, I don't even really remember exactly when it got brought up, but I feel like from the moment it got brought up, we were just like, that, it makes sense. It's either going to be, like I said, him like somebody that we already have known for years that like deserves it, or we're just gonna rock as a 4-piece. So
like they were telling me this idea, and I was like, I don't know, man. That guy's chilling in the barbershop. Like I don't know if he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then like I was going through shit over the pandemic too, and I didn't know what I want to do with music anymore. So
course.
then me and Shane are texting each other like, "Yo, we doing this, bro?"
Like, what's good?
And now we're both back like, yes, because I had one of my little homies, Kevin, filling in for me on the last 2 tours,
Okay.
and but now we're all back,
yep.
Wow.
and the band sounds dope.
Yeah.
Yep, first headliner and first tour after COVID that we finally have the whole squad back.
And we're the best version of ourselves right now. Like,
Yeah, it
100%.
It seems that way. You guys seem from me being an outsider. I just met you guys literally like an hour ago.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like really cool. Like, you guys seem like a unit and friends. It's fucking cool to see, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the thing about like having like what I was saying earlier about having him do vocals and him back. It's like
Yeah.
you don't have to deal with anybody you don't know,
Keep the circle tight.
and just keep the circle tight.
Yep.
So, boys are chilling.
Yeah.
We're up
And
too.
ripping.
City boys are up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
City Boys are up.
Yeah. And Sean, you were talking about how you were kind of thinking like, do I still want to play music and stuff?
Yeah.
That's a healthy thought process. I think we all grow through it. Even sometimes, multiple times during our whole career, we're like, I don't want to do this shit anymore, dude. Fuck, I'm fucked. Yeah. But it's normal. It's
Yeah, the
good.
whole like pandemic thing and like how excited we all were to do all this like stuff. I don't know. I just got lost in the sauce straight up when we were home. And I was like, eh. And then as soon as we got back out here, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, like, dude, for real, dude.
I was like, I am miserable in Philadelphia. I need to go on tour all the time.
It's funny how sometimes you'll take it for like granted.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I think about that
Yeah.
all, dude. Like I was like, what was it, like 2 winters ago? Like when I'm home, like I'll hang out with like my hometown friends that have nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
I went like snowboarding with my friend Kyle, and I remember like sitting on the ski lift with him, and I looked at him, and I was like, yeah, man, like I feel like I still haven't done shit. And he looked at me, he's like, what the fuck are you talking? Like you take it for granted. It's like you don't even realize like how
Yeah.
dope this shit is.
Yeah, totally. It definitely helps having like a very close friend or significant other at home telling you, do you know what you're doing? You're
Yeah.
traveling every day and you're playing music.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a good thing to like kind of think like that and not be satisfied, because once
Of
you're
course.
satisfied, you know you're beat. But like if you want to keep like chasing it, you know.
Words of wisdom from Sean. Once you're satisfied, you know you're beat.
You know you're beat.
That's crazy.
Once you're satisfied,
You're beat. It's over.
You're done.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
dude, I
Very
wish.
true though.
Damn, I wish you said it like 30 minutes later, because I was like, oh, we're done. Fuck
Yeah,
it. But
that's it.
dude. But dude, it's so fucking real, man. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes I made in my career, like you're just satisfied, and you get the moment you're satisfied, you're fucking jaded, and to come back from that, dude, is hell.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you know that, you know.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this shit's awesome. Like,
It's dope.
like, definitely the coolest thing you can do with your fucking life. Play music.
Yeah, for sure.
And you guys just put out a record that people are jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people really seem to enjoy the record. I mean, for you, Mitch, it's cool to see. I mean, I only imagine like the pressure. It's like, oh shit, I'm a fucking front man now. What the fuck is this?
Dude, it was funny because I had like people from like our label, like management, like agent, like everybody that like kept like texting me and like checking in on me when we were like putting stuff out. Especially
yeah.
when we put out this one song where like a lot of our core fans were like, "The fuck is this?" And
Yeah.
they were like literally texting me, being like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. Why? Like, what are you talking about?" They were just like, "I just wanted to make sure, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's not getting to you or anything." I'm like, "No, I'm chilling." Like,
great.
I prepared myself for the mountain of shit, and
Good.
I'm enjoying the mountain of shit.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah, but it's been sick, honestly. Like, it's very relieving that it's just finally out, because it took so much time, and not that there was like turmoil, but like it was just such a crazy process.
It was a
of-
long process.
Yeah, like we had to make so many crazy decisions.
It
and
was
everything,
originally
like-
supposed to just be an EP too.
Yeah.
Like, we hit up Fearless and we're like, hey, like we're gonna write like a quick EP like over this time that like everything's closed and whatnot. We literally like are about to finish it, and then like one of them calls us like, yo, you guys got to do an album actually, and we're just like, God.
Yeah, we're
fucking
like,
damn
yo,
it."
this bitch is like done, and they're just like full length. We're like, oh, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, a thing that I'm glad, in hindsight, maybe I wasn't stoked on it in the moment, but I'm glad that it
Yeah,
worked out the way it did.
100%.
That's like the the moral of the story with this whole process. Like, hindsight, always 2020. Like, I'm fucking looking back going like, damn, I was pissed. And now I'm like, I'm stoked. Why was I pissed?
Yeah. It's great that you see that, man. Like, why was I so pissed?
Yeah. It's like, it was just,
hindsight.
it was a lot. But like I said, it's very relieving that it's out. And like, it seems like from my perspective, it seems like a lot of people were really like questioning whether they were gonna like it before the whole thing came out. Like when we were just doing the singles, like I saw a lot of people commenting like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, or like, fuck this sucks. And then like literally those same people like commenting on the songs now that they're like all out, being like, oh fuck, this actually is dope. Like I set my expectation wrong, like this is great. So I'm just like, all right, fuck yeah. Like it feels like we gave people what they wanted, which was the goal. So yeah,
It's great. I mean, I'll admit, with you guys, I learned that shit. I'm a fucking hypocrite. What first two songs did you release? Was Circles one of the first two songs?
That was the third.
That was the third,
one.
yeah.
Third,
We
okay.
put out a song before we announced out the album and everything called Cycle of Violence.
Yeah.
And then when we announced the record, we put out 50 Caliber and Circles.
Got it.
Yeah. So those were the two that like led up to the album.
I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I just like went straight to, oh shit, is they're playing Chain Reaction, so I just went straight to Circles. so now my introduction to the band. I was like,
You were like, the fuck?
I was like, okay, cool. And my thought process was like, okay, like that's their sound.
Yeah.
And then once we started communicating more via text, I was okay. Then I dove into like the EP, the first record and the second record. I was like, oh shit, this oh my goodness. I'm like, shit, dude, I always give people shit like, don't you listen to that one song but you didn't hear the record, but I fucking did it. I was like, God, Chris, you're fucking
No, I mean, but like, on the flip side though, like that's almost kind of what I kind of wanted to achieve with putting that song out, because I figured we would get a bunch of new ears on the band that wouldn't go looking for the stuff that is crazy fucking heavy.
Yeah.
They'd hear that song and be like, oh, this is cool, this is more aligned with like something I already listened to or whatever. And then they go to listen to the rest of the album and they're just like, oh.
Yeah.
In like a good or a bad way. But I feel like in most times it's worked out good for us so far. Like like I said, I've seen people commenting being like, oh, I heard Circles and the rest of this album is fucking heavy as hell. What the fuck? But they're stoked on it. So,
Dudes be like, yo, they aren't heavy anymore, and then the first song, A Body Wrapped in Plastic.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah, I told you, bro. Still out here.
Yeah.
It's great. It seems people are actually listening to the record, which is that's what you want. I mean, you're like you have this body of work, and you don't want assholes like me fucking playing Circles and like that's it.
It's kind of funny though when you think about it.
It is.
Yeah.
What I think what happened was, obviously, I mean, I think a lot of people do this where they go on Spotify and they play the whatever first song is, and that's the song Romance. Okay, I don't get that fucking song. It's like I like it a lot, but it's like it's such like a like the structure of it is interesting. And it's kind of like a build-up.
Yeah.
And then it stops.
Yeah.
And then it's like this outerlude. I was okay. I mean, it's a great song, but it's just so strange to me that it has so many fucking streams.
It's definitely like, I don't think any of us thought when we put that album out that would end up being our most popular song.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Literally. And the funny thing is like when we put the album out, that was not the number one song. It was like over COVID when it like bumped back up, because for a while our two like big songs off the first record were like always the ones that were 1 and 2 on Spotify. And then at some point over COVID, Romance just like crept up into number 1, and now when we play live, that's always the song where people are singing the loudest every night.
Really?
Yeah. Which also in moving forward from that, like, was another reason why I was, well, not why these two actually convinced me to put Circles on the album. But
really?
It was a reason why in my head I was like, okay, maybe that song actually will work on the record, because we saw Romance creep up to become the most popular song, so people clearly like that, like, softer kind of side of Varials. But again, it's not like Romance. It's not really like a song, like you said. Like it's literally just like a couple parts that just like build up, and then it's like it's over.
Yeah. It's like,
I like it for that reason still, but like it is definitely an odd song.
It's easily digestible, I think, is what it actually is. It's just it's short enough to like get the point across, not long enough to drag out the one riff that we do in that song.
Yeah, I feel like a lot
It's
of In
very to the
Darkness
point.
is what you just said too. Like a lot of that record is like drawn out, like kind of like same riff, like over and over again kind of thing. And that song is short and sweet and to the point. So, yeah.
Yeah, who wrote that song?
That was Travis.
Travis?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like when we did In Darkness, like that record was fucking bizarre when we did it because like we had probably, I don't know, I want to say somewhere shy of a full length amount of songs, like demos, when we got to the studio. And then
We went up to 36, I think it was.
well, yeah, like when we got there, we were like listening to all of them, and like us and our producer at the time, Josh, we were all just like, is this it? I don't think this is it. So then we only ended up keeping 2 songs from that original batch, and then for like 2 weeks, instead of like starting to record the record, we just went into like go crazy, write a million songs mode. So like we had a bunch of different like rooms of people pretty much just like simultaneously like writing music, and then like it, that whatever became of that was like 32 something songs, and then we had to narrow it down from there to what became In Darkness. So like we had like Travis like working on songs, I was working on songs, Mike and James were working on songs together, like Sean was in with like me and Josh like tracking physical drum parts on demos instead of doing like all MIDI. Like it was a really cool process. And then like, you know, we occasionally would move from room to room and like work on stuff together. I wouldn't do it like that again, but it was sick, and it was a really fun way to do an album.
I remember like South of One was probably the last song I tracked.
Yeah, I think that was the
And I was
last
so
one.
fucking high trying to track.
Oh my god.
And like I was getting yelled at back there, like Sean, get it together. I'm like, because I remember like we were making those songs, like me and Trav were joking about like the 2009 like metalcore breakdowns.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that song, just like digga 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 digga, and I was like, there it is, there it is.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun way to do an album, but like I said, I'm not sure if I would do it like that again.
Yeah.
It was a little chaotic.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to do something once, so like not really know what's going on, but
Yeah.
but you all have like this common goal.
Yep.
It is kind of cool.
I think we got an interesting product out of it too, because like if we had done the record with what was those original like 8 or 9 demos that we had, it would have been vastly different. I think the only 2 songs from those original 8 that were kept were the first 2 tracks on the album, Wound and I Suffocate.
What did you just go in like, and what was different from where like before you walked in? Hey, we fucking like these 8-9 songs. Let's fucking go track them. Then what happened?
Honestly, I don't even really remember, because like I remember I wrote Wound and I Suffocate like just chilling at my apartment like over the course of that year before we like went to the studio, and then there was like 2 or 3 songs that Trav had done on his own. So like those like 4 or 5 songs kind of became like the basis of what we thought we were gonna do. And then like me and him had just wrote a couple more individual songs on top of those. And then we got there, and I guess it was almost just kind of like a vibe check, because like we hadn't really all like come together in the same room with our producer yet.
Oh.
And we're like jamming these, and like we were all on the same page of like, okay, Wound and I Suffocate, like those are cool. Those are still like in line with where we're trying to take this. But we need to rethink the rest of it. And I don't really think we saw ourselves going on a crazy tangent of writing 33 songs. It's just kind of
happened.
where it went, heavily influenced by the Volcano Vaporizer, courtesy of Josh. Shout out Volcano. Shout out Josh. I love you guys.
Shout out the Wizard.
Yeah, and the Wizard from Don's Basement. Yeah.
Can we talk about the Wizard?
Yeah,
No,
we can get into that real quick.
Let's go in.
All right, listen.
This thing is kind of fucked up.
So Josh, we would say at his lovely father-in-law's house.
Real quick. Josh Schroeder is our old producer. Well, not even old. He still worked on stuff on our new album. But he did our first 2 albums, Pain Again and In Darkness. Produce, mix, master, the whole thing.
So
Yes.
anyways, lovely
Continue.
Don, best person in the world, has this like wizard statue in his basement, and it's literally like 7 feet tall. It's made like an art class, and like something was going on when we were doing In Darkness where we would be in that basement, and like he would start talking about like somebody you haven't spoken to in years, and they would text you. And it was like that wizard had something going on with it where like we would talk about people and like things would just happen.
It was fucked
But
up.
also half the time, like we'd be talking about someone, like not even in like a bad way at all, just like talking about someone like random, and then like the next day something horrible would happen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was fucked
Like
up.
hex them.
It started
shit.
getting weird.
It started getting really weird. And dude, one of the funniest one was like I was like listening to Stained or something in the basement. I was like listening to it,
I forgot about
and
this.
literally like Trav picked up his phone and he was like, dude, he was like, the singer Stained just made his first tweet in like 5 years saying, "What's up, y'all? It's been a while." Right after you put that on, dude, there's something up with that fucking. It happens still. Like I'll be in Philly with like my friends and like we'll be talking about somebody and then like the person they haven't talked to in 5 years will randomly.
Wait,
text
Sean,
them.
maybe
Yeah,
bring up
wizard did something
the
weird.
demon thing.
Oh, nah, dude.
Yes.
Nah, that thing hexed me, bro.
Oh.
That thing hexed me. It was a little weird.
Now you gotta talk about it.
Nah, I don't gotta talk about shit.
Oh, that reminds me of
Dark.
I showed Mitch this, but my talking about demons. My girlfriend's sister texted her and she's like, "I'm really scared." She has like one of those sleeping apps that like records noises if they happen.
Oh, yeah.
While you're sleeping. Anyway, she woke up. And in the clip, she's, it's her and her boyfriend talking, and she's like, "Oh, I had a nightmare." And then, like, right after she says that, there's like a fucking demonic voice, literally embedded in it. And I showed Mitch, and I was
It's
in the hotel,
fucked
and I
up.
was like, "Dude,
Dude, that shit's real.
did I show you that?"
I didn't
No.
hear
Bro,
that.
it's almost like it's scary movie level. You know, they like
Yeah,
they'll
it's
get like a
literally fucked up.
audio clip in a
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
and it's like they're like getting the audio, and they're like making it bigger. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's literally what it is. And it was like this low ass voice, bro. It's pretty fucked up. I was scared. I was like having a hard time.
Yeah, he came
I don't-
upstairs in the hotel and was just like,
I was in the hotel lobby like having a time.
yeah.
man.
At
'Cause
this moment.
that's like someone I know. You know what I mean? Like they might have some stuff
some stuff going on.
following
Honey,
them,
I think you have a demon.
right?
Yeah,
I think she called a priest. So
Really?
Actual?
yeah, it's like that.
What?
It was
It's like that.
no, like have you heard it,
No.
bro? It's bad.
When we get out of here, I'll listen to it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Called a priest.
You believe in ghosts, Chris?
Yes.
Word.
It's funny. You actually read my mind. I was gonna ask a question exactly like
Yeah.
like that. I was like, I do believe in energy. I
Yeah.
believe people.
That's what I mean. Like,
Pass
not
away?
Like, not like fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost
Sure.
running around, but like for sure. there's-
Casper, my God.
I believe in spirits 100%.
So I believe in spirits. I believe in energy. I believe when we die, we just leave like this. Could be bad, could be good, but that's what I
Yeah.
believe. So I was gonna ask you guys, like, what do you think that was with the wizard?
It
I
was-
have no idea,
No
honestly.
idea.
I've never, because like I'm on the same page as you guys, where it's like, yes, I believe in some sort of spirit, afterlife, weird fucking shit going on, energy, all that. But I've never experienced something like that wizard. Like we're
Yeah,
talking,
yeah,
we're kind of
yeah.
like talking
Fucking
about this like
crazy.
it's like funny, but like in the moment it was kind of
Yeah.
fucking scary because like when we first got there, like we're staying in, this is our producer's father-in-law's like basement, which is a bunch of mattress pads around. Like it's very nice, like homey little place.
Yeah.
And you know, you got this fucking creepy ass wizard paper mache.
Very
thing.
out of place.
It's
It almost
super-
makes you question.
Super out of place. Like it looks like it's something out of a fucking Goosebumps book. And like we originally were like he had this hand he would stick out.
He had a little ball in it.
Yeah,
a
we
little
would take
glass
the ball out of his hand and like put your keys or like your wallet like in his hands.
I think we fucked
And
up.
we'd be leaving to go to the studio, and so we'd be like, "Oh, I can't find my wallet. Where are my keys?" We'd be like, "Go consult the wizard," because we would put him there on purpose, like, "Oh, haha, the wizard has it." And then from there, the whole like, you know, this is
That was you guys the whole time?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh. But then from there it progressed to like we would literally be sitting in the basement. Like here's the best example I can give. I was sitting in the basement having a conversation about one of my friends from like 10th grade that moved to Florida that I hadn't spoken to in like almost a decade. And out of nowhere the following night he sent me a fucking like a video message on Facebook Messenger of like what's up, like life update, like how are you, like let's reconnect kind of thing. And I was just like,
I'm telling you, bro.
this is fucking weird. And like shit like that just kept happening like every day. It was so bizarre.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was like number one. And then one time when I was a kid, I had like a piano in my basement, and literally it was playing itself. It was fucking weird. And like my dad takes care of his shit, like super, like he takes really good care of his stuff. I checked all the strings, nothing broke. Kept going dong, and like the cover, like the wooden cover was over the piano, and I swear nobody was fucking with me either. And then that was weird. And then me and Mike lived in this old apartment, and as soon as I move in, right, the thing's fucking haunted.
Dude, that was fucked, Sean.
Like as soon as I move in, I was like texting Mike, I'm like, dude, the wizard's in the fucking apartment, dude.
Because like one of us would be home just by ourselves and like hear a door slam, like text you like, yo, Sean, you home? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh fuck.
Literally, like this one night, I literally heard the door open, close. Somebody was walking around. I'm like, oh, Mike's back. And so I like go downstairs. Nobody's there. The door's fucking closed. I'm like, okay, maybe the wind like banged the door open. And I opened because there was like 2 doors, like the first door and the second one. The other door's still fucking closed. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, the fucking wizard is in our goddamn apartment.
We've been blaming shit on this for like years.
Yeah.
It's all the wizard.
At this point, I just made him the homie. Like I'm not even scared of him. I'm just like, dude.
No,
come
that's
on,
what
like,
you
stop
do.
fucking
That's what
around.
you do. Because like places can get haunted, but also people can definitely get haunted. And sometimes you just gotta make amends with your
I do. I'm
with your
like,
guy.
no,
Just be like,
dude.
dude, stop fucking with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's like they say when you have nightmares and you have like and you're approached by a demon, whatever form that might be. It could be a spider, it could be a wizard. But I guess like some people that will fix it is like, as opposed to waking up, you're like, oh, you got like a nightmare. You'll basically grab it and just like look at it and like accept it in your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then those nightmares or that whatever demon that's whatever that might be stops. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, that's pretty similar to what you did. You're just like, well, wizard's my homie.
Yeah, he just follows me around and shit. I'm just like, all right,
That's it.
banging on the walls. I'm like, keep it down, bro. I'm trying to
yeah.
sleep.
I've had sleep paralysis problems like ever since I was a kid. But like I don't really have like scary like demon in the corner, fucking spiders everywhere sleep paralysis. Like I literally just like wake up and like I'm all there, but I'm
It's so
I'm
funny.
stuck.
We'll be in a hotel sometimes, and like Mitch will be sleeping next to me or something, and he's just like eyes open but can't move. Like, Mike, wake me up, shake me.
Bro, I was literally about to ask about sleep paralysis too.
But what I was gonna say was like there has been a few times where I'll have sleep paralysis and it'll feel like I'm having like a full-on conversation with somebody that's not there. And it could be somebody that's like there in the actual situation physically, like Mike, or the other day, like I was having sleep paralysis and I thought that I was like physically shaking Eddie, our driver. Like I felt like I was trying to wake him up, like just like Eddie, like why won't you wake up? And then I fucking just like eventually snapped out of it and I opened my eyes. I'm just like chilling on my bench and I was like, was I really doing that? I was like, it's like, was I just causing a fucking scene in here? And I was like, okay, no, that wasn't real. So like, shit like that will also happen, or I'll just be like having a full-on conversation with like someone that's literally not there, like very far away, or maybe isn't alive. It's fucking weird, but yeah, it's never like scary though. I'm always just like chilling. Yeah.
Well, the other day I woke up in the van to him screaming, no, no, no. And
Well, I was
like,
dreaming.
I was like,
I
bro,
was
are
out.
you good?
Yeah, I'd be fighting demons in my sleep. It's weird because if I'm sleep paralysis, like I'm chilling, but if I'm asleep and I'm having a dream, sometimes I'm going fucking nuts. Yeah,
That's what they call night terrors.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not, sleeping in a van does not help that.
No, it normally happens to me more when we're in the band.
Yeah. Yeah, how is that with your sleep paralysis when you're literally on like a shitty bench? Is it worse?
It definitely happens to me way more when I'm on tour. Like, I feel like I'm at the point now where it actually doesn't really happen to me at home anymore at all. It usually only happens to me, like, in the van, staying at someone's house, or in a hotel.
Man, that
And
sucks.
But it's weird. Like, it's almost not, like, a bad thing. Like, it doesn't, like, fucking... Unless I have one of those moments where, like I was talking about, where I'm, like, thinking that I'm, like, shaking Eddie.
Yeah.
That's, like, a 1 in 100, like, stressful one. Most of the times, they're, like... kind of chill.
Yeah. There's the wizard.
Yep, there's the wizard.
I was just about to say.
Yo, bro, you got something to
Flying
say?
over.
The mic's right here.
Yeah.
He's talking, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna be combing back over the audio and it's like, let me zoom in, let me make sure.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like you guys did what every band wants. You guys basically have a ghost on your record.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about. You're constantly trying to capture some kind of ghost and have it in the record. So you guys did it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Isn't there a hidden track on the record?
There's not really a hidden track.
No,
There's
but like
just-
the one where you like play it backwards and like it plays over the bar.
Oh,
We have bastards.
I see. I can't tell if you're being serious or not because there is like a bunch of hidden like reverse shit on the album, but also
Is
like,
there?
are you just
No.
trying to make like a demon joke?
No,
Wait,
I'm
is
just
there?
being funny.
I thought I could. Yeah, sorry. I won't frame it. Huh? Sorry.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, it's like there's like nothing like it's all like joke shit. Like there's like
Okay.
joke stuff like hidden in the background, and like if you were to play stuff in reverse and like really listen, you might hear something. But we buried that shit.
So you have to be really high.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of joke shit hidden in that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it when you're hearing music and like you're either you kind of have to be laying somewhere or sitting down, kind of be like in peace. Like when you hear music and like you hear these noises you never heard before.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I didn't fucking know that she was even there.
Oh, dude, when I got my AirPods for the first time, like I was like just sitting like in my living room, like just enjoying music again because I just would put like the fucking noise canceling on
Yeah.
and just chill there and listen because it was like, it's like you said, it was like I could hear shit in like the background and stuff that I felt like I could never hear before. It was dope.
Dude, the best records to hear shit is anything from Ross Robinson. If you hear that shit high, you'll be like, what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck is going on back there,
Layers
dude?
on layers.
Just little layers, and it's so cool to hear those records for so many years, and then you still hear little things. You know, it's so fucking cool, especially vinyl.
yeah.
Vinyl too.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to be a vinyl snob, but I can't help it, dude. When you play a vinyl and you're high, you're like, oh, it's like there's like a.
There's a layer of something there for
Something.
sure that's different. It's like,
I don't know what it is, but it's you can hear the performances more.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
like-
I've never bounced anything for vinyl. Have you ever bounced anything for vinyl, James? I'm pretty sure you have to compress it like a little bit less so it doesn't sound fucked up or something. Because I can't remember if it was our new album or In Darkness because all the email shit metals together in my brain. But I know that we have like a 4 vinyl less compressed master of one of our albums. And I've never like pulled it up on Google Drive and listened to it, but that is a thing. And
Yes.
yeah, no, I buy any album that I have like a real like crazy fixation on, I'll buy the vinyl of it every time.
I'll pay the fucking $50 for it.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Oh, it is. Trying not to be a snob, but it's just, God, it sounds sick.
It does. It's like watching something on Laserdisc.
Yeah. Especially for a record you heard so many times, like shit for years. Or I heard some Korn records on DMT. I was like, oh my God.
That's interesting. How was that?
It was actually I was with Mark and he put Korn's first record. I mean, obviously it's only like 10 minutes long. Like the whole experience is very
Yeah.
short. But I put it by my ear, a cell phone by my ear, and it sounded like a fucking arena. It's
Like
a
all the
fucking.
fucking like reverb
Yeah,
and shit.
it's a fucking phone speaker, but it sounded like I was in a fucking arena. I'm like, dude,
Oh
my
my
God, the
God.
heaviest band in the world, dude.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Dope band.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I did Life is Peachy the second time, and that record made a lot of sense. They're such a primal band. They fucking touched on
yeah.
something, dude. Something.
They do kind of have that like primal rage drum and bass, just like craziness to them that no other band has ever really captured.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the most unhinged level of that.
It's unhinged. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a good word. What are some of your guys' influences? You guys have a very, unique sound. Some things you guys do, which I'm a sucker for, is drum and bass or like a close hi-hat chug riff. I'm a sucker for those. You guys do it a lot, so it's
I
fucking
mean, I
sick.
basically just grew up like Joey Jordison, basically, in my headphones, teaching me how to play drums. And then
Nice.
I'm like really into like hip hop and shit too. So
Mhm.
I guess that's kind of where that kind of like when we play those like closed hi-hat breakdowns and shit like that, it's like comes from that world. But it's kind of just a mix of those two. But I love doing that shit, like the closed hi-hat breakdowns and all that stuff.
So good.
It's my favorite thing.
I mean,
I remember Jake from Gideon one time came up to me and he's like, "Yo, you write like trap beats, bro." Like when we put out Colder, bro, he's like, "That's like a trap beat." I'm like, "I don't know, dude. I'm just having fun."
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's true.
you're not wrong though. I always kind of thought that about the older Varial stuff, like the drums and stuff, like you were saying, like drum and bass and shit like that. Like it all
Yeah.
kind of flows a little bit differently than some other metalcore stuff does to that hip hop drum and bass feel almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell people no shame, like my favorite band ever is literally Bring Me the Horizon.
Really?
I love every one of their albums, like everything they've ever put out.
Oh, cool.
But like I listen to a shitload of stuff, and as far as like heavy music goes, I feel like I don't really fixate on like one thing ever. Like they're my favorite because they've put that many records out that I've been engaged in consistently since I was like in middle school.
Yeah.
And like Deftones is definitely another huge one for me. Like they definitely fall into that same thing where like all their records have like hit in the moment like for me as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I honestly was like kind of like a late bloomer to a lot of like pop and hip hop stuff. Like I was like that fucking like metalcore like kid. I was just like I only listened to fucking breakdowns for a long time. And then yeah, I mean I feel like ever since I started writing music that was when I became more appreciative of like hip hop and pop and stuff like that. And now that's
Yeah.
like mostly what I listen to. It takes something like very specific for me to be like this is fucking sick with heavy stuff at least now. But
Yeah. Sick. Mike?
At least heavy wise, like I'm not, and like influence wise, like I feel like I don't listen honestly to too much stuff in our realm. At least for like influential wise, like most of the stuff I listen to is like indie rock, shoegaze, stuff like that. I guess for the new record, at least, Mitch kind of got me on like influence wise for writing was honestly like Doom soundtrack,
huge.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was that. Yeah, the video game soundtrack stuff was like video games and like movie scores was like the main thing that I was like listening to when we were writing our new album.
Whoa.
And like I feel like also in general we pull a lot from the bands that we tour with, not
Yeah,
in
for
like
sure.
a rip off like sense, but it's just like a lot of times like we'll see a band play that we tour with and they fucking are so solid live, and like that'll be like what gets me into listening to like their records and shit.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of influence from all the bands we've toured with, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Doom soundtrack.
Soundtracks are heavy, especially
Yeah.
good ones, dude.
Oh yeah,
What's the guy that wrote that?
Mick Gordon,
Mick Gordon.
the fucking OG.
Yeah, him playing at like some game awards.
Yeah, they were.
He's like dressed in his like office clothes and he's like ripping it.
Dude, there's like a whole fucking like I think it's like a 2 to 3 hour long like conference that he did at GDC. It's like the Game Developers Conference. He talks about like how he like made the Doom soundtrack and everything like that. There's some fucking knowledge in there. If
Isn't the
anyone's
tuning we
looking for it.
use? What's the tune? Does he use the double drop D tuning in that? Is that what that is?
He does like drop E.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that stuff is like different tunings. I don't think it's all really based around like one.
Yeah.
We have songs on our new record that are double drop D, and like a lot of those songs, I think like
Yeah,
Doom soundtrack.
Yeah.
those are definitely
Like,
the Doom soundtrack.
It's just super low tuned, like
It sounds so low.
it's very low,
Yeah.
and like we tune the bass up to the same like register as the guitar, so it kind of gives it like it's an interesting sound. Along with it being
yeah.
tuned so low, like everyone's occupying the same space now.
Yeah.
So it's like a big wall of sound.
Yeah, because like if you just have the guitars in that crazy double drop sense, I feel like they have a tendency to get very noisy, and like you can't really pick like what the note is. It just sounds heavy as fuck. So we just put the bass like up, like in the normal double drop D tuning. To
I think the
get
bass would
clarity
be
of the
out
notes.
of the bass would be out of like the
It'd be
human
absurd
hearing
if I was
range.
another octave down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Bass and double drop D is fucking.
It's
insane.
pretty impossible.
Yeah.
I can barely keep my strings in F. No way that would even work.
What's your Fender 7-string in? Is that a 7-string?
Yeah, drop A.
Drop A.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Drop A, every record, you know.
Respect.
Does
I
it have a
love drop
longer
A.
scale length?
Yeah, it's 26 and a half.
Oh, dude.
Is that a custom?
Yeah.
God damn, that's
I'm
fucking
dying
sick.
for Fender to release a longer scale Stratocaster or
Yeah.
like any one of their guitars.
I'm trying to get them on the whole
Bro.
metal train. Trying, dude.
They need to just give you a signature model guitar that's that thing.
Yeah, I'm
and
trying
just
to.
fucking produce that baby.
I'm trying to, man.
There's a
I'll
lot of
buy one in 2 seconds.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people in our space that are using Fender guitars or like more like vintage inspired guitars.
You guys too. I saw you guys recording some songs off the new record. I'm like, oh, is that a fucking Fender?
Yeah.
Mike exclusively uses Fender. I have one of my backups is like a old Fender Telecaster from like the 80s, and it was like specifically geared towards like hair metal players, and it didn't really work in for what we do, but it's like almost getting there to where it's like it's got 2 humbuckers, a Telecaster.
Boom.
And it's like almost if it had like a longer scale length,
Yeah.
and maybe like a different profile neck, it would be like perfect.
Yeah.
For the new record, all those double drop D songs were on the Fender Bass 6.
Yeah.
Those are sick for those like
Bass 6.
super
That's what
low
it was.
tunings. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally bought the guitar to like write for the album because I knew that I wanted to like that thing has a really specific sound to it.
Yeah.
And I knew that that was what we wanted or what I wanted at the time. And then it sounded kind of weird when we first got it, but then I swapped the bridge out for like one of those bare knuckle like hot rails, and it sounded insane.
Oh wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because it's just like it's only slotted for the single coil, and we didn't
Yeah.
want to carve the fucking thing up, so we're like, let's try this, and we really liked it.
Holy shit, that's a great idea. It's funny how like the Fender 6 like evolved from like the Cure, and then like
Dude, yeah,
and
right.
then you hear where it is at now with,
Yep.
with what you guys are doing with that shit. That's fucking nuts, man.
I always thought that they were sick because I remember, I forget who it was. There was like a family friend of mine that had one. Like my parents played in cover bands for like my entire life, and I saw somebody that my parents played with that had one of those bass 6s like forever ago, and I was like, what the fuck is that thing? And then I always wanted one, and I thought it was so funny when they like kind of started coming into favor for metal. I was like, well, it does make sense because it's just literally a guitar that's the size of a fucking bass.
Yeah.
So I was stoked. I was like, all right, I'm getting one. I've always wanted one. I'm fucking getting one. And it's the sickest. It's my favorite guitar that I own, honestly.
They're just hard to play live.
They
That's
are
the
hard to play
only
live,
thing.
yeah.
I have a custom like it's a basic scale length. It's 30-inch scale, and it's a bear to play, dude. Like we
Yeah.
have 2 songs, and like for those 2 songs we play back to back. Like I'm like literally like full concentration. I'm like lifting my arm up to here. It's crazy.
I played with mine for the first
Yeah.
time.
I saw you at
Yeah.
at the festival.
Yeah. Oh, he has the baseball bat too.
I was
Did you
looking
see?
at that.
Yeah. Me and James played Louder Than Life a couple weeks ago
sick.
with that band Drugs, and that was the first time that I got to use the Bass 6 live, and I loved it though. Honestly, like it was kind of hard, but I felt like I had like a fucking
Yours feels better
like a
than mine.
gun in my hand.
Nah, it feels so fucking cool.
Dude, yeah.
God, am I fucking Robert Smith right now? Shit. Playing breakdowns?
Dude, Robert Smith playing breakdowns.
Dude, so it's fucking nuts how that Fender evolved. It's nuts. So yeah, when I saw videos of you guys using Fender, I'm like, yeah, this is sick. These guys know what the fuck's up. You know,
Dude,
if you
it's
set it
like
up
guitars.
right, you tune it right, it could be it's heavy as fuck.
Oh yeah, you got to put a little bit of work into them,
Yes.
but they're sick. I have a standard scale Jag, and even like I use that for like drop E, and like it sounds sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, just gotta set it up.
yeah. What pickups?
Dude, they're just the fucking stock ones that came with it.
Yeah.
Like they're not the singles. Like I got the one that has the 2 humbuckers in it.
Yeah.
And it has like all those weird like roll off like coil tap switches and the rollers.
Yeah.
And it's dope, but like they sound like they could be like a little more metal gauged if I wanted to swap them out, but like they still sound sick.
Yeah. Shout out to Fender, man.
Yeah.
Fucking sick. Just out of curiosity, where do you guys see like the hardcore scene going in like a few years from now, or the heavy music genre going?
That is a great question because it always changes.
Yeah, it does, huh?
Like, look at Turnstile. Like, that's one of the dopest bands ever, and they're not even doing anything related to like really heavy shit. But I don't know. It just constantly changes. It's like,
True.
what is it gonna be in a year? I don't know. But
Yeah.
I feel like I used to always think about this like hard. Like I would be like, where's this gonna be in like 2 years? And like same with like hip hop and pop. Like I think all the time, or I used to think all the time while listening to it. Like, oh, like is this going to be the thing that's going to like carry for like the next like 5 to 10 years, like blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I'm right in some ways, but also wrong in some ways, like every time. And I feel like now that I'm older, I have no gauge on it. Like there's so many things that have gotten so big in the past couple years that I would have never guessed would have like been huge in a good way. And I'm just like, all right, like I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. I feel like as a whole, maybe like the community is becoming like a little more accepting of just like everybody doing their own thing. That's the one thing I feel like I've noticed over COVID. Like I feel like bands are getting shit on less for being like, we're going to change our sound a little bit, or we're going to start like, you know, putting a little more emphasis on like how we dress and shit like that. Like I feel like everybody's just being a little more open-minded now, which is sick. Yeah. But as far as it going somewhere specific, I don't know. And I kind of like that I don't know. It's like a surprise.
I think it gets bigger from here, honestly. Like, we were talking about TikTok earlier. Like, there's a massive resurgence in, like, alternative music.
Yeah.
And, like, it's a stupid term, like, elder emo and shit. Like, there is...
Elder emo.
There's people that are being exposed to that went their whole childhood years without knowing what it is. And now it's like... oh, what's that? And it's like this new, like, it's this new, like, scene or, like, niche for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, this is cool. Like, I never belonged to something. Or, like, I never could identify with hip-hop or pop. Like, where do I stand? And I think heavy music in general is, like, it's very accepting. Like Mitch was saying, like, people they want more friends that like this music or friends that like that music. It's very accepting, I think. That's where it'll go. It's just more people getting exposed to just stuff that isn't mainstream. Because it's so accessible now. Like, everything's accessible.
Well, yeah, because we were talking about earlier, too, like, when we played the Philly show, like, I was kind of surprised at the amount of new faces of people that were there. So, I mean, if we're talking about the, you know, heavy music scene, like, moving forward and getting bigger, I definitely feel like it is growing larger right now, for sure. Yeah, that is one thing I can definitely see with my eyes happening right now. TikTok's a huge part of it, for fucking sure. I mean, I feel like Lorna Shore honestly played a huge part in like expanding people into like that extreme style of music recently. Like that was one of the biggest things I've ever. That is the biggest thing I've seen a band do on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of the most extreme examples of all, like the heavy music scene as well, which I think is awesome because like people are seeing that and reposting it, and it's not just like, you know, a breakdown with like somebody singing over it. It's literally like the craziest heavy breakdown you've ever heard. And people are like, this is dope.
Yeah.
So
it's also just wild, like when all that shit happened. Like I've been like good friends with Austin for years.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, dude, like people don't understand that band. I saw them before I was even in Varials in like a small little like Legion Hall, like Lorna Shore.
Yep.
And then it's like, if anybody deserves that shit, like me and Mike were in like an Uber with Austin going out to a bar, and I looked at him, I was like, if anybody deserves this, bro, it's you. Like straight up. So anybody,
he's the
like,
ultimate grinder.
Yeah, people like are like dogging on him, and I'm just like, dude, fuck you. Like you don't get it. Like they've been doing this forever, and they finally just got like their huge break, and it's fucking badass.
It's badass. Austin is a great guy.
Yeah.
And it's sick too because our old producer recorded those records, and it's like I'm super happy for just all of them because like he deserves to be recognized as the sick producer as well.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
Nice. Mike.
What's up?
I need the bass player perspective.
Oh, on the growing thing?
Yeah.
No, I agree with like what Shane said and like everything being more exposed now. And yeah, I see it growing as well. It's hard to say where exactly everything's going to go, but I do think it's growing.
Yeah. James.
I also agree that it's growing. I mean, you look at, you know, Knocked Loose is huge right now for the hardcore scene. Lorna Shore, again, is doing their thing, and I feel like they just played fucking Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
that's
nuts.
crazy.
It's like the most mainstream festival besides Coachella, probably.
Yeah,
and we got a fucking the deathcore boys rocking the boy.
Right, because it's, you know, you get Metallica, which is, you know, classic metal to a lot of people, and they don't really kind of get to see what we're all used to, which is the more, I don't want to say underground scene, but it's not as mainstream. And these bands doing that now is really opening everyone's eyes to that kind of stuff that we're more used to, and
Yeah.
you know they're just getting a lot bigger off of that, and I think it's really cool to see, and I'm happy for everybody. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, I think we're
Exactly.
seeing like the what I'll call the residuals of it right now too, because like we've never headlined before, and this tour definitely is exceeding our expectation for sure, but not like just for us. I feel it's like for every band. Like they've like people every day from our camp and from the other bands' camps are being like, this is the craziest set we've ever played here. This is the most merch we've ever sold here. Like blah blah blah. Like I feel like across the board, all the bands that are like doing it good and doing it right now are all like reaping the benefits of it. I feel like people are also like recognizing to the bands that are sick and have been grinding for like the past couple years. And yeah, overall it feels like everything's just doing way better now than it was right before COVID. So
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing about like what we all do is like when these kids come to these shows, they realize like we're just standing in the same room as them. You know, like you go to a concert, it's like you're never gonna meet that guy.
Yeah.
Like you go to like a show like this, you're gonna run into the dude in the band that you like, and then
True.
that's obviously dope. So I feel like once like kids come and they see that, they're like, oh, I'm gonna keep going to these things because like it's awesome.
It's dope.
Yeah, I never actually thought about that before because like we're just like chilling.
We're just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm outside smoking a cig and some kid's like, yo, and I'm like, what's up, man? And then if anybody ever says like anything like, oh, like you're one of my favorite drummers, I like don't even know what to fucking say because I'm like,
Yeah.
that's insane. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're like, well, I'm just doing trap beats.
Yeah.
Trap beats and breakdowns, dude.
Trap beats and breakdown.
Dude, it's so good. You guys are going to Europe next, right?
Yeah, we're touring there November and December with Chelsea Grin, Carnifex, Body Snatcher, and the Convalescents.
I believe so. Yes.
I'm sorry if I said your band name wrong.
No, I think that's right.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And that this will be Shane's first time
Everybody's
going to
first
Europe.
Everyone's first time. Yeah,
All your
never.
first time,
Except me.
yeah.
I'm the only one that's already toured Europe, but I
Not
only
with
did it
Varials,
once,
though, yeah.
so I'm like, I'm fucking ready.
Dude, that's I saw a few shows were actually already sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. This is a tour that we've literally had since like 2019, because this was supposed to be like I think November, December of 2020, and then when that time frame started pulling up, they were like, all right, we're gonna push it a year, and then when that time frame came up, they were like, all right, we're gonna push it by 3 months, and then when that time came from, they're like, all right, we're gonna push it to the end of this year. So like fucking
Yeah, and it better
3
happen this
years
time because
later.
we just got our tickets.
Yeah, we bought the tickets. We're fucking going.
Non-refundable.
Yeah.
We're going regardless.
I was fucking stoked because they sent us an email a couple weeks ago and they were like, hey, we're going to rebrand this tour and we're going to turn it into album plays for Chelsea Grin and for Carnifex. And it was cool because like I felt like we had this tour for like so long. It was like the same ad mat, same everything. We had been like advertising this for so long, and they were like, all right, let's switch it up a little bit. Switched it up, and it felt like it like immediately started like performing like sick, and like the tour is like starting to sell out. It looks awesome. I'm
great.
stoked to see both the bands like play those albums. Like I'm fucking excited. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be an amazing tour, and
Yeah.
you guys seem to not be suffering from what other bands are suffering from. Like us, we're going there literally next week, and there's a big problem with like tours out there doing really bad pre-sale. Like really bad. We're on that list. We tried to cancel like last week.
Oh,
we're,
no.
But we're just like fuck it. We're gonna go, and then like start asking questions to bands that are out there right now. They're like, yeah, it's a horrible pre-sale, but the walk-up
People rock up. Yeah.
was like sold out when you walk up, stay up with a horrible pre-sale. I'm like, okay. So hearing that, so if you see any pre-sale numbers, I guess what's happening right now as we speak is like there's just massive walk-ups.
I mean, it's kind of the same with like us on tour right now
Yeah, I was
too,
gonna
because
say,
like
even on this tour.
yeah, like we're kind of experiencing the same thing. Like we've had some shows that have had like really good pre-sale, but then there's been others where it's just like very okay, and we're
Yeah.
like, you know, starting the day like wondering how it's gonna go,
Yeah.
Like
and
even
then
the Vegas show the other day had like
Yeah.
81 pre-sale the day before, and then it did over 300
yeah,
day of.
yeah, like people, I feel like people are hesitant to buy tickets right now because they're worried that shit's gonna get canceled and they're gonna have to go through the roundabout of getting their money back.
That sucks.
So they're just waiting until day of show to just rock up and fucking pay at the door. And I can attest to it because fucking I've gotten like fucked on like multiple tickets that I had purchased for shit that got canceled. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
So yeah, it seems that's what's going on. So I think by the time you guys go out there, it's gonna be fucking perfect timing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. We've been waiting literally, like we've been trying to tour Europe literally since 2016, I believe, was the first time that we had a confirmed tour that we were supposed to go. So yeah,
Crazy.
it's been a really long time in the making.
It's a long time in the making.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
We got to close out with what you said earlier. What?
Oh fuck.
What'd I say?
When you're satisfied, you're beat.
Yeah,
when you're satisfied, you're fucking beat, kid.
Oh my god!
Fuck them all.
All right, where can people find you guys?
Instagram, fucking Spotify, Varials. Yeah,
Socials
I'm
are
stupid.
Varials PA.
Yeah,
And, just Varials for everything
yeah.
else. Spotify.
Varials PA, social
Music,
media, Apple Music,
Amazon, I
Spotify,
think.
new album, Scars for You to Remember, Rockin' the Boy, Chain Reaction Tonight. Yep.
Listen to songs other than Circle.
Yeah,
Listen to the whole record.
yeah.
Don't-
Listen to the whole
Or
album.
just Circles.
Yeah. Hey, if you only heard Circles and you hate us,
It's okay.
when you're satisfied, you're beat.
All right, everyone. Thank you. That's it. Later.